Hey, what's up, everybody? I promised a podcast, and I brought the main artist that I worked on this album, Juicy J, aka Juanita Reed. She's a very talented artist. She's actually on my level of a lyricist, which before I met her, I thought that was pretty much impossible because even Eminem, I'm telling you, he's not as relevant as what he used to be, in my opinion. He's still a genius rapper, but in the years to come, that might be common. That's just a hypothesis. But anyways, let's turn this around. Uh, so Juicy, Juicy J, how did you feel on the album? What did you feel?
Um, on the first album,
Yeah,
um, I had a lot of fun and I learned a lot of things, and it was just awesome. I loved it. Yeah,
yeah, I really enjoyed working with you too, honey. I mean, you're like so talented.
thank you so much. But you're talented too, and like you're
Yeah,
really gifted.
yeah. Well, yeah, yeah. Uh,
Yeah.
um, did you feel like during the development of this album that you cultivated more experience, or like do you feel like you grew as an artist?
Oh, absolutely. I didn't even consider myself as any type of artist. I always was into anything artistic, a lot of music and things like that. But yeah, it just kind of opened up the doors, and yeah. So basically, um, absolutely, I feel it now. I feel comfortable saying I'm an artist,
I
and
feel
before
comfortable. Yeah, I
I didn't
totally.
acknowledge it, but
Yeah.
it truly did help me immensely.
Well,
So I
yeah.
thank you for that.
I thank you for jumping
Yeah.
on my album. You made it all pretty and stuff. Like you were like the pretty presence in the music, and I was that wild Ross sound. We came off awesome. I loved every song we did together.
Yeah, it was unique for sure.
And I've
Yeah,
been taking my time.
unforgettable.
I've been taking my time, dear audience, and showing you the music that I've been developing secretly in the underground, on the low, with Miss Juicy here. We made an incredible album. I've only shared a couple songs, but I'm sure before next week, we'll be moving on to better projects with like more artists, more diverse fields. I had met a Filipino. She's a singer. I met a gangsta native guy who I'm pretty sure might have been Scarface in his last life because that nigga is fucking just chill, killing, ill. And we're gonna get him on a podcast later on tonight, hopefully. But right now we're with Juicy. Juicy, where are you from again, love?
Well, I was born in Newfoundland, but I grew up basically there and here, and then I was out west, and so I traveled quite a bit. But basically, I spent most of my time in Nova Scotia, in Halifax, Dartmouth. So
That's
I know a
great.
lot of people here. A lot of people know me. So yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Well, like I'm glad that you had a great time on the album, honey, and I'm really glad that I got to get to know you on a very like artistic, creative kind of way. Like it was awesome. And
yeah. We had a ton of fun.
Cape
Yeah,
Breton. So
yeah.
like I think you mentioned before, uh, having traveled quite a like you've traveled.
Yeah.
Where's the farthest you've ever traveled?
Miami.
You've been to Miami,
Hmm.
Miami Beach.
Yeah, like the beach is like incredible. It's like for miles. You can walk and walk. It's all white
Oh
sand,
shit,
and yeah, it's awesome. And all in the front is all these beautiful buildings and stuff. But right behind that, it's totally different. If you know what I
awesome.
mean. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. It's like, but it was beautiful down there. Yeah.
I want to travel so bad. Like Miami is the place I always want to go. We got to go.
It's very educational too.
It
It's how
is.
you learn like of other people's cultures, and once you leave here, it's like yeah. And when you come back, it's you've learned a lot. It's different learning it from books.
Huh.
Yeah,
Yeah, no, I
so it's
totally get that.
educational.
Yeah. Like,
Yeah,
do you feel
for
like your
sure.
travels kind of shaped your soul a bit?
Oh, absolutely. If I had stayed in one place, it would have been totally different. I
Yeah.
probably wouldn't be sitting here right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Just so you all know, I'm going to give you a glimpse of Juicy J. She's a very beautiful blonde Barbie doll woman. And yeah, no. She she is actually like traveled like yeah, like I personally myself I haven't traveled that much, but I love hearing people talk about traveling and the different experiences because nothing ever goes right when you travel. Something fucked up happens usually.
Oh,
Like there's hiccups.
absolutely. You have no idea. Things happen on the way, and that's what makes traveling even more like worth it. It is yeah. It's sort of part of my life.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
kind of funny because sometimes I feel like that I personally would just jump on a train somewhere and just I don't even know where it's going. I just want to go sometimes.
Yeah. I used to take the train all the time to Moncton, and yeah, it was like almost like therapy. And sometimes we'd get off before Moncton and be there in that town for a couple hours. And I was by myself at the time.
Yeah.
And then I go to PEI from there and met some friends and blah blah blah. Yeah, it was
Cool.
fun.
Yeah.
That's how it kind of started alone. But before that, it started in the beginning with my parents taking me everywhere. So it was kind of a family thing.
Yeah, my pops used to take me on vacations. We go visit my grandmother in Yarmouth. One time, me and him hitchhiked.
Oh,
I
really?
never told you that story. I was about 11 years old,
Hmm.
and me and him hitchhiked from here to Yarmouth. Mostly, we were walking. I was like, we were walking most of the time. Like, no one was picking up two niggas on the street. So, like, this one woman, blonde woman, who had a crush on me. Not my dad. Fuck him. Like, she smiled at me first. Anyways, we got in the car and she drove us most of the way to Yarmouth. But we hadn't packed any food, so we were starving. And this nice, beautiful woman just happened to drive us most of the way. So we got out and we got to the house and nobody was fucking home. So we ended up having to break into their shed because we were so hungry and all there was fish. Like they had a smokehouse, smoked mackerel and different fish. And we were sitting there just getting all into it, eating it like it was like the Three Bears story, whatever. Like you know what I mean?
Okay, yeah.
The family comes
Uh-huh.
back, they find their shed broken and their smokehouse broken into, and family members eating their fish. They're like, "What the hell is going on?" And that's how I
Oh,
first met my grandmother, or
oh,
like one of the like times I met her. She was like,
yeah,
"I guess you like fish."
yeah, yeah. I used to visit both my grandmothers, and we made it like a habit to do so on Sundays. Like we
Awesome.
would go visit one Sunday, and then the other Sunday we would visit the other one, stay there all day. So yeah,
Yeah.
that was sort of the beginning of the traveling. Was the grandmother? Yeah,
I know. Grandparents are awesome.
yeah.
Although there was that movie I saw called The Visit, and those grandparents were not cool. Make sure
Right.
your grandparents are your grandparents. That's the first rule of thumb with grandparents. Make sure
Oh
that
yeah.
them niggas is your fam, because if there's just some weirdos pretending or whatever, that could get real fucked up.
Oh yeah, for sure.
That's a joke. That hardly ever happens, I'm sure. So, uh, Miss Juicy J, this is not going to be the only podcast, but we're going on 10 minutes, and that's a taste of the Miss Juicy J from my album, folks. We're gonna come back through this, do thoroughly, because she was a big influence on this album. You might as well say she was the Juliet to the Romeo and the whole thing. So love to the fam, the true fam, right from the heart, the ones that'll never forsake you. No, I'm not talking about people. I'm talking about the Spirit of God, honestly, that will never forsake you. People, not as, yeah, but people will have your back sometimes, but don't count on it all the time. Anyways, it's been real. Juicy J, you got anything you want to say before I turn this off, man?
No, I'm out, y'all.
All right,
Love y'all.
peace. Love y'all.
Peace out.